All right, so moving on to the next segment. As I get my voice back together, I got it back together now. But moving on to the next segment, I'll be sharing my thoughts on the Dallas Cowboys trading for Trey Lance. So this really caught me off guard on the Friday evening last week, that the Cowboys traded for Trey Lance. They traded for Trey Lance, former third overall pick in the 2021 NFL draft, was selected third overall by the San Francisco 49ers, and he was traded for a 2024 future fourth round pick, which the Dallas Cowboys acquired Trey Lance. The Cowboys gave the 49ers a fourth round pick in exchange for the former first round pick quarterback in Trey Lance. So it goes down in history now that the 49ers and the Miami Dolphins 2021 trade officially becomes one of the worst trades in NFL history, how this played out. The 49ers moved all the way up to the third spot in that 2021 NFL draft. They gave up a total of 3 first-round picks, which those 3 first-round picks for the Dolphins turned into Tyreek Hill. It turned into them drafting Jalen Waddle in that draft as well. It turned into them trading for Bradley Chubb. That, you get all of that in exchange for somebody that didn't work out for you, for the other respective franchise. They by far finessed the San Francisco 49ers. That goes down as one of the worst trades in NFL history. When you get an all-pro wide receiver in Tyreek Hill, one of the best in the game today, you get a young stud at wide receiver in Jalen Waddle to accommodate him on the other side of the ball. You get a defensive guy in Bradley Chubb who means business on the defensive line, in exchange for a guy that has not proven himself this far in his NFL career. Big time steal. Definitely one of the worst trades in NFL history when you really think about it. But this is interesting because on Monday, on the bonus content segment video for you guys, I shared the 5 players that I do believe should request a trade from their respective NFL franchises. And the number 1 name that I said first on my list was Trey Lance. 4 days later, he's traded. And he's traded to the Dallas Cowboys after losing the second-string job to Sam Darnold in San Francisco. Brock Purdy is going to be ready to go for Week 1. And he finds himself out of the franchise that just drafted him 2 years ago. And Trey Lance, there's a reason why he's not in San Francisco right now, or any longer. He's no longer in San Francisco. It's because he has not shown development. He's not shown that he can make great plays out of the pocket. He's not showing progression. He's holding the ball too long in the pocket. Not really aware of what the defenses are showing him and providing him. Trey Lance has not developed yet, and it's scary because this is his third year in the NFL. Even though he's been hurt, he's been learning from Jimmy Garoppolo's rookie season. He's been getting reps in preseason. He's started a total of 2 NFL games thus far in his respective NFL, or 3 to 4 games. Correct me if I'm wrong. But he's been on the field, and he has not shown any signs of development thus far. This is the reason why John Lynch and the 49ers traded him to the Dallas Cowboys. Now, this is the interesting part about it. Jerry Jones made this trade for attention. This is what I'm believing, that Jerry Jones made this for attention. Not only did Jerry Jones saw what the media was saying all week long about Trey Lance. One of the biggest stories of preseason. Is Trey Lance going to beat Sam Darnold for the second-string quarterback spot in San Francisco? Is Trey Lance going to progress? Why is Trey Lance looking like this in the preseason? All that was one of the biggest stories in sports last week. And what did Jerry Jones do? He cashed in on the opportunity for the Dallas Cowboys to get all the spotlight, because all the attention was on the Dallas Cowboys. All the attention quickly shifted to Jerry Jones. And when he made this bold trade with John Lynch and the 49ers to acquire Trey Lance for a 4th-round pick. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong. I think that's a low risk for a high reward in favor of Jerry Jones. And the 49ers, at least they got a 4th-round pick for Trey Lance, because if I'm trading for him right now, I'm giving up a 5th or a 6th-round pick. I don't even think he's worth the 4th right now. But nonetheless, the media, it was all about Trey Lance last week. And Jerry Jones wanted the Cowboys to get the spotlight, so they traded for him. Not only did they trade for him, Jerry Jones didn't even let his head coach know. He didn't know. Mike McCarthy had nothing to do with this trade. He had no idea this was happening. Or he didn't tell his franchise quarterback, Dak Prescott, that this was happening. So when you don't tell the two most important people on the sidelines, your franchise quarterback and your head coach, what's going on, you can't tell me this wasn't for attention what Jerry Jones did last week. And I don't believe that there is a necessary reason right now for Trey Lance to be in Dallas, because the Cowboys already have a good backup quarterback in Cooper Rush, one of the best backup quarterbacks in the National Football League right now as we speak, because Cooper Rush is already 5-1 as an NFL starter for the games that he's played for Dak Prescott, the 6 games that he's played for. He's 5-1 as an NFL starter. Plays mistake-free football, even though I do believe last year that they downgraded the playbook for him. But nonetheless, he didn't turn the ball over. He got the job done and won games for the Cowboys when it mattered most, when Dak Prescott wasn't on the field. So if you have a reliable backup quarterback, why in the world are you trading for Trey Lance? Why do we have 3 quarterbacks on the NFL roster? What was the point of trading for Trey Lance at this particular time? I think Trey Lance would have been better on a better or in a better position, maybe backuping someone for the Minnesota Vikings. I think that would have been a good fit for him. Potentially, if Kirk Cousins on his last year doesn't re-sign, he could become the starter. Maybe he gets traded to the Atlanta Falcons, who's unsure at the quarterback position, with Desmond Ridder for the future. I think teams like that would have been a better place for Trey Lance, not the Dallas Cowboys that already gets all the attention in the world because they're America's team. This is the wrong place for Trey Lance. So maybe that there is a thing that Jerry Jones is insecure about Dak Prescott, because his comments last week also were, in an interview, he was asked the media question about Jalen Hurts, and he went on to say Jalen Hurts is an outstanding quarterback, good quarterback, which I'm a Cowboys fan, and I can be honest, Jalen Hurts is one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League. But when you say comments of, we nearly drafted him in 2020, that's alarming to me. And you don't say that in the public when your franchise quarterback is doing everything he can to help the Cowboys be in a position to win a Super Bowl. And I get it. Jerry Jones is old. He has won a Super Bowl in years. He's a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest owners in history, 3-time Super Bowl champion, a part of a dynasty that he created in Dallas with Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, Deion Sanders. He wants another Super Bowl before he hangs it up. And I don't blame him, because I'm getting impatient myself. I've been a fan my whole life, and I still haven't seen my team win a Super Bowl. And maybe Jerry Jones has the vision that we could see something that took place back in 2016, different circumstances. But if you guys remember how Dak Prescott's NFL career officially began, he was a 4th-round pick from Mississippi State back in 2016. Then he was the 3rd-string quarterback heading into that preseason game. Tony Romo gets hurt in that preseason game in Seattle. Kellen Moore was above Dak Prescott on the depth chart as well, hurt, and camp as well. Dak Prescott comes in, the rest is history. Maybe Jerry Jones has the vision of Dak Prescott, who has missed a lot of games. He's missed 30 to 33 games in the last 3 years, which is a lot of time. And I think he has that vision of, okay, if my franchise quarterback gets hurt like Romo did back in 2016, maybe I can bring in somebody that's not supposed to take the NFL world by storm, and Trey Lance. He learns and develops from underneath Dak Prescott. Comes in, wins a lot of ball games. He's hot, and you don't take him out of the lineup. That's what happened to Dak Prescott. The Cowboys found themselves 7-1, 8-1. By the time Tony Romo came back, he lost his spot. Maybe Jerry Jones has that vision of Trey Lance could do the same thing. He gets hot. Dak Prescott cast it to the side. But bottom line, he ain't playing no time soon. Let me address that too. He is not a threat to Dak Prescott's job. He's not playing anytime soon. Dak Prescott is the franchise guy. As far as I'm concerned, if something happens to Dak, Cooper Rush should be the next man in. He's a proven backup quarterback, 5-1 in 6 NFL starts. And hopefully, out of this experience, whatever happens next, I hope Trey Lance, being around Kyle Shanahan for this long, he can give the Dallas Cowboys some insight of how to defeat the San Francisco 49ers, because they've been our kryptonite for the last 2 years in the NFL. So, with that being said, those are my thoughts on the Cowboys trading for Trey Lance.